There is a lot to unpack in this gospel. One of the things that has sort of always stuck out to me is the 12 years. That as long as the little girl had been alive, this woman had been suffering. The other thing that stands out to me is that Jesus goes out of his way to make sure that he's not just a source of divine power, but that there is relationship. God knows, right? There's no way that God the Holy Spirit, God the Father, even God the Son doesn't know precisely who they willed to heal, right? That's not the way this works. And yet, Jesus stops. Who touched me? And she comes forward. Doesn't know, I have stolen the power of God. What is the punishment for that? Go in peace, my daughter. Your faith has saved you. She had a faith that if any one of the Pharisees had this, the entire story would be different, right? She had a faith that if Pontius Pilate had been open to, the entire story would have been different. Likewise with the little girl. It's not enough that he merely say the words and she be healed. But instead, he stays with them for a little while and gives them little instructions on what to do next. Most healing is not miraculous. And even miraculous healing doesn't seem to be totally instantaneous. Meaning there's little things that stick around after the healing. And you need relationship for that. I think this is an answer to one of the most troubling and disturbing questions in all of Christianity, especially in Catholicism. And that is, if baptism is as powerful as we believe it is, why am I still the same person? Well, the reality is, it's not the healing. It's not the miraculous healing that makes you a different person. It's the relationship with Jesus Christ that makes you a different person. Remember the parable of the possessed person? You drive out a spirit, and it roams the land, gets frustrated, comes back, and brings 7 of his brothers who are all worse than himself. The person's condition is worse than it was before. As a person who has received sacramental grace and not accompanied it with a relationship with Jesus Christ, nothing about their heart has changed. They have not gone down the path of excellence. The other thing I found astonishing about the story is how often it's just part of Jesus' personality, and we're used to it now. Hey, the little girl's dead, and he just disregards it. The people are wailing and mourning and making a big deal. Y'all, shush, go away. She is not dead, but only asleep. Now, y'all, in case you think otherwise, even the ancient people know what it's like to be dead. Right? You stop breathing, it's hard to still be alive. Okay? Now, they also missed what he meant. Because if you recall with me, St. Paul uses these phrases as well. Earthly death is sleep. For Jesus, the end of earthly life is not the end. Death for us is not the mere end of earthly life, but the denial of divine life, which takes its ultimate expression in hell. And I know it's a nuanced interpretation, but Jesus is going, oh no, this girl is still very much alive. Maybe not with physical life, but we're about to fix that. And how much more for us who are physically, for the most part, physically healthy, except for the sniffles, the bum knee, all those things. that we should be focused on divine life. Because that's what saves.